Hello, this is Cindy with RainbowElephant.com, and today I'm going to show you my line weaving pattern that I call Phuds. You can draw Phuds by completing the 4 steps that I have shown here at the top left-hand side of the screen. And although it looks like separate steps, I tend to draw this pattern using a single line. I like the way that the weave feels when it's drawn that way. Now your final pattern is going to look something like what you see down here in the right hand corner. So grab your pen and your paper and follow along as I demonstrate how to weave Phuds. The first thing we're going to do is draw a very small circle, and then I'm going to wrap some teardrop shape arms on the left hand side of that circle. I usually do about 3. You can of course do more. So they all kind of curve in the same direction. Then I come back and I do the same thing on the right so that they are curving inward towards the ones I did on the left. And I make sure each of these arms, the big fat part, nests right inside the arms that are on the left-hand side. Do you see what I mean there? Let me show you those steps again. I'll set that one out of the way and we'll go again. We're going to do a circle and then a series of arms on one side. This time I'll start on the right-hand side. It really doesn't matter, whichever one you're more comfortable with, I suppose. And they each have, each of these 3 arms that are kind of created to look like they're hugging in one direction, have this real big fat part. See that fat part right there at the end? I'm going to nest it inside the 3 teardrop arms I did on the previous side, just like that. And that's how you draw a basic Phuds pattern. But of course we can modify it and go from there, so let me show you how to do that. After you've drawn your basic Phuds pattern, like the 2 of them that I have right here, you can add any kind of design or extra element that you want to inside each of these arms on your Phud. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here I'll do just some real basic lines inside each of them. You could of course add your own tangles inside there. Maybe I'll put a circle at the top of each of those, and it kind of looks like something growing now. You know how I like to do things that appear to have growth to them. So I'll just fill this one in with this little pattern. A couple of these guys. Maybe 1 or 2 right in here too. And then over here on this side, I think I'll just add some shapes to fill in what we've already got going here. We'll do like a big old fat crescent moon thing, and a circle, and then maybe a shape that mimics the bottom of that arm. Kind of has that triangle part down at the bottom followed by the curve up there at the top. Okay, so we'll do that again over here. So I complete the pattern. Repeating as I go. Then we'll just do some extra shapes in here too. So you can see you can fill these arms any way you want to. Let me give you some, show you some other examples I've already done. So you see, using different patterns inside each of the arms, you can get a changed flavor to your project. Another idea you might want to try, practicing this in your sketch pad and see what you think. This is where you draw one Phud sitting behind another, or a bunch of Phuds all stacked one on top of each other. And to do that, you simply draw your second and additional ones fairly close to the first one you draw, and make it look like the arms wrap behind. And to do that, you drop off your pin, pick it up, and set it back down on the other side when you run up against an arm from a previous Phud, as you see me doing here. Let's try one more. And I know my drawing skills are not all that too great on my iPad, but they're getting better. You know, practice makes perfect, right? I'm doing a little practicing here and there. Just like I do on my sketchpad, I have to practice on my iPad as well. And I've done this in my sketchpad, in my sketchbook, and added graphite shading and highlights so that you can get an idea of how you can stack them and get a 3D look using those extra pencil markings. If you want to see those, jump on over to my blog. And the web address for my blog is rainbowelephant.com. I hope you'll come over there and join me for some more line weaving fun.